Well, hello there, friends and family. As you can see, we're back in the focus. Yep, and it's a bright sunshiny day here in my little small town in Alabama. I think it's right around 70 degrees, if you can believe that or not, on December the 10th. Maybe 68, maybe I'm exaggerating. I got my hoodie on, because we're going to be out and about in a while, and some of it's going to be in a shady place. Now, I did tell you we'd take a countryside ride, but today, since I got a little time, I thought we'd take a city side ride to, a little place that we have here. It's a city park. Yep, pretty nice one. It ain't no fancy. And if y'all live in those big cities, urban and suburban areas, you'll probably get a chuckle, but that's okay. We like it. It's peaceful. So I thought I'd bring y'all along. So like always, jump all on in, buckle up, behave, be quiet, enjoy the scenery, and come on along with old Mr. Tom. Well, like I said, it ain't gonna be that far of a ride, and it's just here in the city, but you'll get to see things around my little old small town here in the month of December. What, we got 15 days left to Christmas. You can see the holly berries over there on the right. They're all nice and red and festive, and green holly leaves and red berries. Yep, that's probably about as festive as it's gonna get. All the leaves ain't fell on the trees. As you can see, it's hard to tell it's even December. Yep. Welcome to the South. Deep South, Alabama. Yep. Sun's starting to get on down in the sky. Of course, it's only a little bit after 2. And I was a little late getting going today, because it's Thursday and Speedy is at the vet. Now, I wasn't able to film that because I'm just one little old man. And what you might imagine is Speedy lives up to her name. And she wasn't in no mood to get old picked up by Mr. Tom and put in no cat carrier. Nope. In fact, I'll tell you a secret. I didn't do it this morning because I thought I might miss my appointment. She was real friendly yesterday afternoon at the evening feeding, and I'd already talked to the vet about if I caught her early, could I bring her on up, and if they had to board her overnight, would that be okay? And they said, sure, that'd be just fine, Mr. Tom. So when she was just all friendly and cuddly yesterday afternoon, I went ahead, had my gloves on, I was prepared, had the cat carrier open, sitting on the box, and when she allowed me to pick her up and start petting her for just, about 20 seconds, I took my opportunity, and I went ahead and started for the cat carrier. Sorry about that sun again. It may be in your eyes, I don't know. But she put up a fight. She had her arms stretched out, her front ones and her back ones, and she did everything she could to prevent herself from going in that cat carrier. She did. Now, she didn't bite me and tear me all up, because like I said, I was prepared, big leather gloves, had a big thick jacket on. Yeah, I was ready this time. But after about, 2 or 3 minutes, I got her on in there. And then we took her on up to Brett's, veterinarian service. And they took her on in. Of course, they boarded her overnight. And then she had her surgery this morning, which they assured me came out just fine. She's doing well. Had to get around that truck. He was peddling. That's one of them folks that go around, you know, on trash day and pick up all the stuff that looks good. I guess they resell it or something. Recycle, who knows. Good for them. But anyway, back to Speedy. Whew, that sun beating right down on us again, it is. Yeah, I know, Mr. Tom got to get out earlier, huh? Keep that sun out of your eyes. But they did tell me they checked Speedy for feline leukemia. That came back negative. She wasn't pregnant yet. Whew, that was a close one. And she got all her shots. And she got a checkup. And she just looks wonderful, according to the veterinary assistant I talked to today. So, since she is an outdoor kitty, and Trixie is already stressed out way too much with Gracie, which me and the vet and everybody discussed, I decided to go ahead and let them board up Speedy for tonight and tomorrow night, Friday night, and I'm going to pick Speedy up on Saturday morning before Brits closes at noon and bring her on home. And now, I will have the camera ready, but we're going to have to be quick, you know. Because like I talked with them today at Brits, as soon as I open up that cat carrier, well, I'm figuring Speedy's going to be off like a rocket. Yep. She's going to be. But that's the update for Speedy while we was riding along. And that, of course, y'all been down this way so many times down. This is Main Street through town, which really ain't Main Street no more. You know, it was back during the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. But now Gilmer Avenue is more what you call Main Street. We're going to be up there in a minute to where our destination is. So, like I said, it's just a little short ride today. And go to a place that I enjoy. One that me and the kids went to many a time. And enjoyed. And some of you know, been with the channel a while. You know, Mr. Tom was single father there from 1990 to about 1997. And then, later on, you know, my wife, Chris, I remarried, helped me raise them. And she was a fine mother. Can't say nothing bad about that. She really was. A good woman. So here we are. We're coming on down here to Gilmer Avenue. Now, just for all y'all get word on Mr. Tom don't follow the law, it's, you know, you don't got to stop here in Alabama when you turn right, as long as nothing's coming. And you can see what the old fast food restaurants look like. And that. Not a lot going on. Oh, the McRib is back. Did you see that? So we're on Gilmer now. And we're coming up here to a place where we're going to take a right-hand turn if I don't miss it. Right here on Eubanks. And we don't always go down this way. And this is in one of the older mill villages where they got some duplexes. And these are for mill workers. Back when the mills were running. Of course, you know, Tallahassee was a mill town. Can't say it wasn't, because it is. And that. And the reason we went this way, and that, because I was going to go on down here to the right. Now, I ain't never been down here this way. So hopefully we ain't done wrong. Maybe we have. But Talisay's got a small state park. And then right here, I'm gonna try to get down here where y'all can see it. They got this here Lake Talisay Natural Area, closed from dusk until dawn. And then this here road here head on down to the guest house, which was built by the mill carpenters. Yep, right through here. And it was part of the mill. And it's where, you know, when their executives came, and of course, when visiting politicians and dignitaries came, this is where they'd put them up. Yep. Now, people that weren't of use and power didn't get to stay here. Yep, this was all hand built, all natural materials by the craftsmen of our mills right here. Sure was. And it's simply beautiful. Yep. And if you'd like to purchase it, I think it's up for sale. Unless somebody bought it. Woo! I wish I had me about $500,000 to be able to buy it. Well, in all truth, just one little old man. That place is rather large. It don't look like it. But you'll get to see it from another aspect when we get to where we're going. And you can still see some fall color out. Yep. It's nice in here. And guess what? They don't rake their leaves here. You know, I got to get the mayor over here and chew him out for not raking the leaves. You know, how I get chewed out every year for not raking mine. Yeah. It looks like a park, don't it? And they got a little parking place here to the right. Not much, because I'll show you where the other end of this comes out. And this is nice. I'm not sure it was $200,000 nice, which is one of my issues with it. You see, when you're a little bitty old town like we are, and $500,000 in debt, it's a little hard to swallow building a, you know, nature trail, bicycle trail through the woods for $200,000 in my mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, granted, $50,000 of that was provided by donations and funds that were worked up by Talisay Development Group. So now where we're going to go, and I don't believe I've ever brought y'all down here, and that's to one of our city parks. Yep, right here. It closes at dusk, and I have been locked up in this booger before, but then I was fishing overnight, so it didn't matter. Maybe that gives you a clue where we're going to. Yes, sir. We're heading down to the lake. Yeah, you can see over the years all the houses that have encroached on it. It didn't used to be this way when I came here. And that used to be, you could come down here, have your picnic, got a few picnic tables. But see, there's the other end where that nature walk that we were just at ends up, and that's at our Talisay River Walk. It's a boardwalk. Yep, right there. Sure is. So, let's grab us a parking space. Might be pretty hard to get one here. Looks like we found a couple. That's a good thing. Just never know in a city of like 4,800. Most people don't get out anymore. So everybody pile out. Let's take a walk. So here we are. We're over here at our little city park. And I always have fond memories of it. Because we used to bring the kids here a lot. Especially back when I was a single parent. And that, you know, we'd come over here, have a little lunch, do a little fishing before I had a boat. Yep. That, of course, I ain't never had much of a boat. And that small bass boat one time. Then had the old John boat, you know. But they got some bathrooms. And that, you got a few picnic tables. But, you know, like always, it's sad. People don't show no respect. I'll show you what I mean. You can see it right there. Somebody came. I guess they had their lunch or whatever. Kitchen packets. They just leave the napkins. And see, this is the exact same thing that happened to a lot of the Alabama Power public access areas. People just kept trashing them. Alabama Power got tired of paying people to clean them up. And then one day, they just put up gates and chains and dug trenches over the roads, and they closed them. People bitched, but oh well. They deserved it. And as you can see, it's got several picnic tables here. And yeah, it does got some houses around it now. Ain't always been there. But it's quiet. Except when a vehicle crosses the creek there. That's Graveyard Creek. Why? Because it runs just below Rose Hill Cemetery, which is northwest where we're at right now. But some nice picnic areas. All concrete now. Me and the kids, we've ate many a little meal here. Now there's no grills no more. Yeah, for obvious reasons. But every time when they were little things, they'd come running out here, Ashley and James, and they'd decide which one they were gonna eat at this time. Of course, James was all for eating up at the first one. He was normally hungry. Now, Ashley, she's, you know, the artistic and creative one of the bunch. Of the kids, she always wanted to get one with the best view. She's always loved arts, crafts, reading in particular. She's always been a reader. I sort of attribute that to the fact that I read to the children all the time they were little. In fact, I even wrote them many short stories that I have thought about sharing with y'all too. Yep, there was a time many years ago, 40 years or so, well, Mr. Tom used to dabble in writing. And won a few awards I did for short stories. Yep, sure did. No, they weren't big awards. Wasn't nothing that was going to make it on the news. Nope. Now right here's where I took Davy on his very first time of fishing. I think it was in 2017. Might have been 2018. I'm thinking, yeah, it was either 2017 or 2018. Ashley and David come down for Father's Day. And Ashley had bought me a fishing pole. Of course, I have plenty, but she bought me a new one because Davey wanted to, Father's Day. Bought Davey his first pole, which is still behind my bedroom door, right beside the one he got me. And a small tackle box. And Ashley, because she used to go with me fishing. Now, She didn't much care about fishing. She'd go just be with Daddy. She'd lose interest after a while. And then she would read. Yep, sit in the front of the boat on the front deck and read. And if I caught something and all that, she'd get all excited and want to see it and everything, or at least she'd pretend to. A lot of times James would come. Now James, he was all about the fishing. Yeah, it was right here. And see what I'm saying? Somebody comes, they're just too ignorant and too lazy, excuse me, pick up the cigarette pack. Now somebody lost a float up there. I lost a few up there. So did Davey that day. His first day of fishing. You know what? Davey reminded me before we went. I'm sure y'all can't see it way out there in the lake. There's a duck swimming around. I can't tell if you can or not. I can see it. It's ducking under. It's fishing. And that. But Davey, he caught several things. And I'm thinking on that day he probably caught a white crappie that was either close to the state record or the record, because it was the largest crappie I ever seen in my life. Beautiful fish. But Davey was all about catch and release, even though we caught some nice brim that day. Eating size we did. Nope, Grandpa, I'd tease them. We'll take them home. Fillet them up, fry them up. Grandpa, we must catch and release. Yep, that's what they teach them in school today. And I guess in a way that's fine. But I do know this. I think people get hungry enough, that catch and release will slowly fade away. That's another issue. Me and my daughter adamantly disagree upon. And back on the trash scene, we got a Bud Light can. Too damn lazy to even pick that up, even though it's recyclable. But enough of that. Ooh, I see some nuts down here. Of course, ain't nobody around here gonna be industrious enough to pick these up. Y'all should know what these are. I've showed you before. These are hickory nuts. Oh yeah, nice sized ones too. Look at that. Look at that thing. Oh, yes sir. Those are nice. And I'm gonna stick them in my pockets. Yes I am. Oh yeah, may only be a few. Oh, there's another one right there. Yep, a little bit smaller, but we don't care. You see, that's why, oh, you can see the squirrels. They've been hard at it too. Yeah, I still got some hickory nuts left over from last year. I do. I think I took y'all with me. You'd have to look back at some of those videos where I took you on down to through the big woods, as I call it. Foraging. A lot of holes here, so I'm thinking the squirrels. Yeah, it's getting on up that time of year. They done been out here gathering these up. So it's probably just amazing that I was able to just find a few right now. And it ain't like I'm gonna sit out here and scrounge for nuts all the time. You know, if I see one just sitting here poking me in the eye, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. You see, things like this are a gift from God. And I often wonder, that if he puts this before us and we're just too darn lazy to bend over and pick it up, what's his thoughts on that? I know what mine would be. Whew. This always reminds me, you gotta have, that one ain't no good, a little old picking bag with you. I didn't bring none today, because I wasn't thinking about gathering nuts. But there's still quite a few. Oh, laying all around. Nice ones. Yep. Old squirrels are getting them too. Now I'm gonna get a few. Hickory nuts are tasty. Especially pop them in some cornbread, corn muffins, like they did back in the day. Of course, what you might not know, Native Americans would grind them up and make nut paste, nut flour, just like they, did acorn flour. Of course, hickory nuts didn't even take any of the work acorns do. Nope. And I bet if I wandered up there, there's a big old shagbark hickory right there. I bet I could find more. But as y'all saw, I had a bumper pecan harvest. Plus still got hickory nuts from last year. So I'm in no dire straits for nuts. Plus I make sure I stock up on peanuts, which if you can tolerate them, you should too. So I just wanted to come over here today because it's a beautiful day, as you can see, and it reminds me of better times. Better times than what I'm going to have this December. Not that I'm going to say a whole lot about that. Well, I'm going to sneak in the bathroom here for a second. Be right back. Okay, I'm out. Now, I will say this. City ain't keeping up those bathrooms too well. Next time I see the mayor, we're going to chat about that. Yep. Not that he'll care. Well, I say that. Maybe he will. Who knows? So, let's head on over here to the Boardwalk, Riverwalk as they call it. And we'll take you around there too. Okay? I do hope y'all are enjoying our little walk out here in my little city park. And that on this beautiful Thursday, December the 10th. So come on, we're going to enter Towsie's Nature Walk, or Boardwalk portion of it. Here we go. Yep. And I can't remember when this was built, and it has been recently renovated. And when I say that, I mean in the last few years. And I think this year they even came in, placed a few boards, as you can see. Constant upkeep on one of these, especially in the deep south. Heat, humidity, constant humidity, mold, fungus. Oh yeah. Ain't like up northeast, northwest. Canada, things seem to last forever. Not here in the southeast. Wood will rapidly fade away. Yep. And this is all treated wood too. And it still will. Got a lot of native pines up there. Yep. Top of bristlecone. Gives you a little view of the color over there. Along the shoreline. Because shadows starting to come in this side. Hard to see. Yeah. I spent many an hour here over the years. I sure have. And they got places where you can sit, benches. Does appear this one's in need of repair. Yeah, maybe the mayor will watch this and see it. Get somebody on it. You know, we're gonna have a park, and we built it. Then we just gotta understand we gotta maintain it. I hope my little old cheap GoPro's doing this walk justice. Now I don't know where that nature trail ties in. You want to know why? I've never walked that nature trail. I was not in favor of it. Spending the money, like I said. A little city's deep in debt. In my mind, whether it's personal, business, or public, if you're in debt, you worry about the debt first. Not about the feel-good projects like nature walks. Now I can see it coming in, or see it coming close to coming in right over here. You might be able to see it through the woods there. That's it, and it's got benches along the way too. You see? And trash cans. And it'll give you a workout because it goes down this hillside, which is fairly steep, and back up it. But if you'd like me to take you along one day, you let me know. I'll do it. A lot of color in that wood still. Beautiful. There's an elderly gentleman. He's doing his running here on the old Boardwalk. There used to be a song. God, only snippets of it come to mind. Down on the Boardwalk. Woo! About all I can remember. But where we're coming to now, everything to the right is guest house property. Yep. Which, unless the city has sold it, they still own it. Yep. I know it was up for sale. You look here, you can see the chain link fence out there in the woods. Oh, here's where the trail comes in. Now this was built in well, funded in 2012. I think it was completed in late 2013. You know, and that yep, there it is, Lake Tallahassee Riverwalk Trail, Tallahassee, a cooperative project for outdoor recreation assisted by Recreational Trails Program through the Alabama Department of Economic Community Affairs and the United States Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration. Yep. So, it's all protected area now too. For those who keep coming down here, leaving their trash, throwing crap around. And God forbid, be digging up the floor in the fauna. How you doing, sir? But yep, right here's where you could head on up that hillside, of course, sort of like a mountainside. it's rather steep. But like I say, well, Mr. Tom do it, we'll do it one day. And that. So I'd rather really do the downhill part from the top. Of course, I need somebody down here to be with a vehicle to get me back up to my car. And Trixie, I'm telling you what, she don't drive well at all. No, she don't. And, you know, it takes like 3 kiddies to drive a car. Oh, there's where a squirrel's been eating. A nut right there. And that top rail. And, you know, we passed several trash cans. People too damn lazy to tote them. You know, 100 yards. There's all kinds of shell remnants down on the boardwalk from the squirrels. I bet they some pudgy little dudes. You know, SHTF comes to bear, or a real apocalypse. We'll have to keep that in mind. And that. Yep. Well, this ain't a real long boardwalk. Because we're getting down to the end. It would have been nice if it could have been extended on past the bridge there, all the way around the shoreline over to Thurlow Dam. That would have been neat. If, you know, you're going to do it. Like I say, all this land to the right, well, up by that fence, goes with the guest house, the mill guest house. But you can see it up there. Now I'm going to try to zoom in if I can. I don't know if I can. But there you go. We made it to the end. You know, not breathing too hard. I gotta give that gentleman credit. He probably had 10 or more, maybe 20 years on me. And he was getting it. But we're gonna have to get it too. So we're gonna head her on back. We are. Before we get locked in here. Not only would it be embarrassing, but downright inconvenient. And like I said, if you'd like to see the old mill guest house, which I think it had 6 or 8 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, maybe more, I don't remember. We'll try to make arrangements one day, you know, after the corona goes away. Well, I can always take you up there and walk you around it and walk on the grounds. Shouldn't get arrested for that, right? Hopefully not. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I was hoping we'd see an eagle. Because another fact you might not know about Alabama, we got bald eagles. We got some brown eagles. Oh yeah. Of course, they tend to hang out up around Cherokee Bluffs to the north. You know, more in the deep foothills and ridges and hollers. Yeah. But if you're good, maybe Sunday, I can take you to a very special place. This is just someplace close today. I was worried about Speedy. Yeah. She's my baby. Just like Gracie, Spooky, Cleo, Elrod, Magoo. Now, Trixie's still my baby, even though she just don't like to be called a baby no more. Of course, like any woman, lady, she don't like to be called old lady neither. Sometimes you just can't win with Trix. You just can't. Whew, but I wanted to come out and see the colors. Get a little exercise. I gotta do this more often. Of course, I do it about twice a day on the old home place. Yep. Oh, you can see up there on the hillside. Nature trail cutting up it. Yep. Heading on over. Yep. And it winds up to the top of the hill up there. Or like I say, it's hard for the camera to pick it up. It's rather steep. More of a steep grade than just a hillside. And that. Yeah, that's, you know, I've lived here in this little old town, deep south of Alabama, 3 times longer than I ever lived anywhere in my life. Yep. Never thought I'd call it home. Came here, I figured it'd be 4 years with the job I had and what I did for a living. Figured that's how long it'd take. It'd be done, like always. I'd move on to the next company, next factory, the next bunch of new people. But somehow, especially once the kids were back living with me, this became home. And I've always thought living out in the country would be the best place to raise children. And if you can't do that, small rural community or town would be second best. Well, I had to make a living, you know, and I was a single daddy at the time. This was the best I could do. I don't regret a day of it. I don't. Now right here, I want you to look across the lake. Right there, that wooded area. And now where that house is, where that boat dock is, well, that ain't always been there. Not sure when it's built. Probably about 10 or 12 years ago, maybe more. That used to be a fully wooded area. Right down by the lake. Nope, wasn't no seawall there at the time. There was this most beautiful red and blonde sand beach you could ever imagine. Yep. And me and the kids, we spent many a day there fishing. And a few nights camping out overnight. But the city sold off the land. And as you can see, they built a home on it. It's a nice place. They got their own boat docks, boat launch, darn fine concrete seawall they got going on there. They put some money in the place. But I just hate to see those places go. They get less as every year goes by. Some get less because people just are too darn lazy to take care of them. I've never understood it. I mean, if I didn't bring a trash bag, I'd stuff everything in my pockets. I'd towed it to the car. If I had to make more than one trip. And occasionally I forgot something to carry it in. But then I got to where, like now, I got a roll of trash bags, always in the trunk. In fact, to be honest, got one in the trunk and one in the passenger compartment. Yeah. I'm prepared now. Yeah. Plus I got bottled water. Got a little bit of food, first aid kit, personal protection equipment. Yeah. Masks, hand sanitizers, gloves. Cause I ain't wearing no mask today. Other than the one little old man, like I say, he's got to be 10 to 20 years older than me. We're the only two folks out here. Yep. And I think the risk of the virus is pretty slim. I could be wrong. That's where my faith in God comes in. It does. You see that cypress tree over there? Back 100, well, back before the Great Depression. When most of them got cut down because people poor need to make a living. And their wood is highly sought after and rot free. Excellent building material, especially for the South. They used to be all throughout this area, especially, you know, along these lakes, rivers, streams, creeks. And they're few and far in between now. But every time I see one, I sort of say, oh, there comes the squirrels out. He's darting around. He's up on the boat launch now. Hey, little buddy, I ain't got nothing for you. Well, hey, I do got a couple of hickory nuts. You want a hickory nut? No, he's actually got one in his mouth. Hey, little guy, come on over here. He thought about it. He said, no, Mr. Tom, you smell like kitties. And I'm sure I do. If you don't think kitties have a scent, you'd be wrong. So y'all, the sun's starting to dip down below the tree line. It is. And that means we gotta head her on to the house. Yep, battery getting low on camera anyway. And I'm sure Trixie and Gracie wondering where the old man is, as well as Cleo, Elrod, Magoo, Spooky. Probably Speedy too. She's probably one where Papa is. Why has he got me in this here? Kitty's fault. I'm just glad Speedy's doing good. Woo! Yes, I am. It have broke my heart. They found something wrong with it. Thank God they did. So, we're going to load all back up in the car and head her on back. That's all fine with y'all. Right? We'll see you when we get there. Okay? Well, it's a beautiful place. Quiet. I got to bring over lunch one day. Sit down, maybe with a photo album of all the pictures I took of the kids and Davy. And just reminisce a while. I believe I'll do that by myself though. Because like now, I'm sure I'll cry. I'm about to now. Well, come on, old Ford. Let's end this day. Head her home back to the house. Woo! Sun's blazing. And of course, I forgot my sunglasses. I believe they're in the truck. Such is life. That person will be there waiting for a clear spot to cut across to head south for 30 minutes. Just take a right. Head on up, turn around. Whew, Superfoods over here got a lot of people at it. Yep. More than I want to deal with. Yep. I figured I'd take the long way back home. Head on up through Gilmer ways and see who's all out and about. And then of course, cut through the back roads, head on back to the house. I wonder if life will ever return to normal. I'm hoping. And I'm praying. I think it's all key on that praying part. I've said it 100 times, if I said 1,000. You can't even get people online to even admit they're people of faith no more. People ain't got no spines. won't be long now, folks. We'll be back at the old home place. I'm not sure if we've ever come down this way before. And that, now some of my viewers are from Towson, so they know right where old Mr. Tom's at right now. They do. Yeah, and then so many of y'all have found out where old Mr. Tom lives, because it ain't hard. That, now, really don't care. It's okay, as long as you don't come by starting no trouble. And don't expect you're going to get out of the vehicle and come up my face to talk to me. That's just not going to happen. Especially now we got the virus. And it may never happen. You know, you just never know who people are. I've been sorely disappointed by family who have betrayed me, as well as close associates and friends, so who knows. Oh. But I'll tell you a little secret. I came this way too. Instead of going back on down Gilmer by all them fast food restaurants. Because I was starting to feel a weakness, I was starting to go justify. Yep, and it wasn't a need, it was a want. And I was going to justify it by, well, you know, the kitty crew, they just love those chicken McNuggets, you know. Trixie does, Gracie, yeah, Cleo, the whole gang. And I thought, well, since I'm out, you know, I could get them a 20-piece. Of course, you know, in saying that, I also said, and while I'm there, you know, I could get maybe me a Big Mac and a double cheeseburger and an order of them delicious McDonald's fries. But as I was heading on up to Gilmore out of the park there, I thought, you know, Mr. Tom, you ain't going to get it for the kiddies. You be going to get it for you. Yeah, you can get something for the kiddies. Now you just justify it. You know, I try to teach my kids about you should never justify. You got to justify something. It probably ain't the right thing to do. And that, Lord knows on social media, especially here in YouTube, you know, my domain, there's a whole lot of justifying going on. Yep. I'm trying to learn better in my old age. And we're about to come, you know, from the opposite direction, across that there bridge you saw, out across the Graveyard Creek when we was over there on the Towson Nature Walk. Yep. There's that house on the right, red brick one there, you know, looks white on the other side, where one of my favorite beaches was. Now here's the bridge coming up right here. See it? Maybe you can see the Nature Walk where we was earlier, off to the right. Oh, my throat's getting a little dry. So I'm just gonna wait till I get home to get me, oh, either a nice cold drink of water, or I might make me some herbal tea. Who knows? Just never know about old Mr. Tom. I still gotta sit down and think about what's for dinner. I'm pretty much slap out of leftovers. I do got me those tasty red hots. Yep. Got me that cabbage. Some red and green. I got all kinds of things in that fridge. It ain't like I'm food poor. Yep, here we did. We just came down through the backside, across Graveyard Creek Bridge, right back over here on Main Street, center of what's now referred to as Old Tallahassee. Like I say, this used to be the hub back in the early days. I still wish it was. I don't know how many of y'all remember when we used to go window shopping on Sundays. Y'all remember that? Come home, change out our church clothes, you know. Then we'd, as part of our little family ride, on occasion, not all that often, we'd go down the center of town. Of course, back then, it'd be all closed up on Sunday. And the reason our parents did that, we couldn't spend no money. And we just window shop. And we dream. Ooh, look at that. Oh my. My mama, my daddy, and me, and then later on with my siblings, we could dream. Those were the days. You just can't get that by shopping online. Nope. You got a version of it when we still had malls, but they all closing too. As are a lot of big box stores. Pretty soon the only way you'll be able to do any shopping is totally online. Of course, the youngins, they like that. They can sit there nude or in their jammies or sweats or whatever, and they can shop till their heart drops. Yep. They sure can. But they'll never know what it was like on those Sunday afternoons downtown. No, they won't. Now I got a whole stream of people behind me because I'm doing exactly the speed limit, 35. Of course, I know, you know, they all want to get home. See, there goes one. Yeah, they're going to rush on home. You know, he's probably doing 55. I hope he makes it. Oh, for somebody who asked, gas there at Buddy's was $1.97 a gallon. It went up 10 cents, you know, over last month. Ain't for no other reason. It's the holidays and they stick it to you. It's been that way forever. And there are some pretty yellows and deep burgundies and crimsons in the trees. Many of them are starting to get pretty bare though. I don't think they'll lose all their leaves this year unless we get a really hard freeze down in the very low 20s or the teens, which that is extremely rare this deep in the south. It does seem they're Bolero, $1.97. So, that's the price. And here we are, back in the neighborhood. Or they used to say with the kids, home again, home again. And they'd all chime in too. I hope I never lose my long-term memories. I'd be lost without them. I can afford to lose my short-term. If I lost all 2020, I don't think I'd miss this year. Maybe I would. Maybe some people have learned some things. Who knows? Here we are. I'm sure I got some kitties waiting. Now I do have that. There somewhere. And there we are, folks. Back at the old home place. Hey, I knew I'd have one waiting on me, and they're my Spooky. Laying over in the sun, weren't you, Spooky? Where's Cleo? Magoo? They're around here somewhere, aren't they? Sleep. It's in between meal times. But I knew my Spooky'd be here. Yep. Getting some dust up your nose. Okay, little bro. So, y'all, there we have it. Hope you enjoyed a little ride through the city side and our little walk, nature walk, here in little rural small town Alabama. And like I said, if you'd like to see that old mill guest house, I'll see if I can make arrangements after the virus. If not, if you just like to see old Mr. Tom walk around the ground and around the outside, I can do that too. It's interesting. Some beautiful views. Lovely property. And you know, got $500,000, $750,000, you can pick it up cheap. And that. But I got to get on side and see what's up with Trixie and Gracie. They'll be worried. You know. Right, Spook? Spooky was. He was right there waiting. Edge of the house. I didn't see him at first. Weren't you, Spook? You was right there, wasn't you? Look at how dusty you are, laying over there. Yeah. Was you crying? Your papa was gone. I didn't mean to, little guy. But you don't like to ride in the car too much. You get all up on the dash, like Magoo does. And then you all get to fight. Plus, I had a car full of people. Okay? So, you were busy eating anyway. Okay? And the school bus came. Oh, there's Cleo. Cleo, where was you? Huh? You just didn't know Papa was home? Hey, I'm glad you guys were here for FedEx. Cause we got something that showed up. I ain't sure. Cause I don't think I've ordered nothing here of late. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only delivery I got is coming tomorrow. I'm positive. It's spooky. Did somebody send us something? We'll have to see. Okay, guys, it's time for me to go in and see Trixie and Gracie. Okay? I'll be out here in about an hour and a half. Evening food time, okay? Watch my package. And I'll pick it up after feeding, okay? There you go, Spooky. You just right there. Protect the box. Good kitty. Cleo, you watch out down there on the steps, okay? Holler out. Somebody tries to come get our box. It's probably for y'all if I had to imagine. Most times it is. So, time to head on in. No, Cleo, you can't come in. You know what, Trixie? She'll just, you and her fight too much. And right now she's all stressed out with Gracie. I'll be out here in a little bit. Okay? See you in a bit. Well, Gracie, Gracie, would you happy to see Papa? What? What do you want, Trix? What? I took a ride. You could have came. No. Why wouldn't you go? Huh? Okay. Well, I'm back. Let me get your food. I know, it's food time, food time. Gracie, come on. Come on, little fluffy kitty. Okay, let's give the old girl hers first, okay? Trix, come on. We got yours right here. Woo! Oh, you want your... Oh, okay, okay. There goes Trixie's. Come on, Gracie. Gracie! Kitty, kitty, kitty. Gracie. Gracie, come on. Come on, Gracie. Yours is over here. Come on. There we go. Oh, you know Papa would be back just in time for evening feeding. No, I wouldn't forget you. Why? Because who would I get to feed you? Yeah. There ain't gonna be much talking now. They're all getting into the food. Yep. This is my widow Gracie. She's my little baby. Yep. Yes, sir. And she has a little special secret. Can't show you right now. I'll show y'all later. It'll just melt your heart, it will. And of course, here's old Trixie, the curmudgeon. She's my queen. Yep. Of course, now, since the scruffy Cajun crew has tried to do a slap down on them, Trixie's promoted herself to not only queen, but general of the Special Forces Tactical Crew. Yep. She's even recruited 3 new recruits, 3 Tomcats. Yep. Sure has. Yep. We got this old big old Persian and orange tabby male for feeding. Got us a nice gray and white tuxedo male and black and white tuxedo as well. Yep. Thinking maybe he was Magoo's father. Who knows? Well, there they are. Happy on the evening chow. And old Papa Tom. He gotta get to cooking him something too. And I'm thinking some red hots tonight. I got them hot dog buns. Now I just need to get me something to throw on top of them. Well, y'all. Yep. Until we see y'all on the next video. Y'all take care as always. Stay safe out there. May God bless you, your family, friends, and loved ones. And as always, pray for our essential workers and those who defend our freedoms and those who must work. Till we see you on the next video. Goodbye for now. Right, Gracie. Gracie. You my little boomkin. Ooh, you so soft. You gonna be a bunny kitty too, aren't you? A gift from God you are. Just like Trixie was. And still is.